Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're treating for Varroa mites. Varroa mites are a huge issue in the beekeeping world. Varroa destructor is the name of the mite, and these things, when they get super concentrated in your beehive, they can completely wipe out a hive. They feed off of the bees, they diminish the bees' ability to have an effective immune system, and bees can get all kinds of diseases and stuff because their immune system is down. And when like I say, when the mites get to a super heavy load in the hive, they can easily wipe out a whole entire hive. So you definitely want to take them out. Now, the reason I'm doing it here in August, I live in West Virginia in the United States. So my temperate zone or whatnot, this is kind of the time of year that the mites are really getting bad in the beehive, and you want to kind of knock them down so that going into fall, the bees are at top strength and able to collect the amount of resources they need, build the hive up as much as they need in preparation for winter, and they'll go into winter as strong as possible. You don't want them having to struggle with a mite that's sapping their energy, right? So what we use is, or what I'm using today, is something called oxalic acid. Comes in this little packet here, and oxalic acid is no joke. This stuff is bad for you. It does not bother the bees. The bees can handle a certain level of oxalic acid, and the mites absolutely cannot. This stuff will kill the mites dead as nails. But one thing you want to watch out when taking this is how poisonous it is. It's very bad for your health, and so you want proper PPE or personal protective equipment before you get started. Let me read off a little bit of this here. Fatal if swallowed. Corrosive. Causes irreversible eye damage. Causes skin burns. May be fatal if absorbed through the skin. Fatal if absorbed through the skin. May be fatal if inhaled. Do not get on skin, in eyes, or on clothing. Do not breathe vapor or spray mist. Wear protective clothing, eyewear, and respiratory protection. It says for people who are vaporizing it, you need long sleeve shirts, long pants, socks and shoes, chemical resistant gloves, protective eyewear, and a respiratory protection or respirator. It's wood bleach is what it is, and people who do a lot of woodwork and stuff like that, and they've got a darker collar of wood and they want to bleach it and make it a little bit lighter, they can use this stuff to do so. But like I say, it's also used to treat bees for Varroa mites. So this is what we'll be using today. We're also going to be using the Instavap. This is a pricey little piece of equipment. It's pricey because it runs off of a regular equipment battery, like a drill or whatnot. I have the Milwaukee version because a lot of my tools are Milwaukee brand. There's also a version for DeWalt batteries, Ryobis. I mean, they've pretty much got a version now for about any battery you have. This thing cost me right around $500. But, you know, instead of having to carry a car battery up here to run, you know, one of the other ones, this is a lot handier. I did an unboxing on this a little while back. I'll link the video right up here, and just click on that and you'll be able to watch the unboxing. I've never used this yet, so this will be the first time. It's got a plunger here. You dip that in the oxalic acid. It gives you the different levels of treatment, and then it goes down in here. The heat pot is down inside of it here, and you just push that plunger and it drops the dosage down into that hot pot, and the vapor starts spewing out the end of this when it's up to temperature. This is from a website called Larobes, or Larobes, B-E-Es. If you're interested in it, look it up. There's plenty of videos online about this. There's also a smaller version that takes away some of this electronic stuff that you don't really need. This tells you like the temperature and stuff. The original versions of these didn't have battery protection, so you could use the battery up too much and then really harm your battery. These new ones come with battery protection, so it will quit letting you use it before you destroy your battery. I also have a second plunger here if I need it. Look it up, see what you think, and I'll leave a link down in the description for this and all the personal protective equipment that I'm showing you. I don't have an Amazon account or anything. I'm not selling this stuff. I bought all my stuff off Amazon. I'll leave you the links to where I bought it. and I don't get anything from that. Just if you're interested, that'll be an easy way to find it. Okay, starting with the mask. This thing's got some dirt on it. This is a 3M mask, and it's one of the newer versions of the mask. This is a 6503, which is a large size, and you know, I've got a bigger face, so I like that larger size. It does not come with these cartridges, however. You have to buy them separate. The cartridges have activated carbon inside of them, or I call it charcoal. So anyway, the carbon will take the vapor out of the air before it passes into your lungs. So these are the kind of masks or cartridges that you need. The cartridge number, I don't think you can see it from there, I'll show it up close, is a 60923 cartridge. It's also made by 3M, I believe. It doesn't really say, but it is, I believe, a 3M product. It fits right into the mask, goes on your face like this. So they also make a full face mask with a shield. It goes all the way around your face and seals your whole head off. Boy, I'm sweating. I thought about getting a full face mask, but then the more I thought about it, you know, sometimes we treat in the colder temperatures, and when you've got the heat from your face and the cold outside, you're going to have condensation, your mask is going to fog up, and I really didn't want to have to deal with all that. So I went with a separate face mask and a separate pair of goggles. Let me show you the goggles. All right, these are the goggles that I went with. This is called Goggle Gear. It's also made by 3M, and like I say, I'll leave a link there. But it shields around your eyes like that, protects your eyes from the vapor, and it won't fog up from your breath or, you know, any of that kind of stuff. This should be a lot easier to deal with, especially whenever you're wearing a veil or anything like that. I'll leave a link in the description so that you can easily find this. Now guys, I can't speak for the links staying good and current. A lot of times people will post links and then the videos get old and the links kind of wear out, or, you know, get posted somewhere else and the link doesn't work anymore. I'll try to keep the links updated, but if a link's not working, then just look up the item on Amazon or wherever, and you should be able to find it pretty easy. These aren't hard items to find. So, all right, let's get started on the bees and see how all this works. All right, before we get started, a couple quick things. Number one, I want to apologize for the heavy breathing and sniffing and stuff like that. My mic is right here in my veil, so it's right near my face. Also, whenever I put on the mask, of course, I'm going to sound a lot funnier, so we'll have to deal with that. Basically, you've got this nice brass nozzle sticking out here, and what I'm going to do is drill a hole. This is a little piece of wood I did a test hole on. I'm going to drill a hole in the bottom board and stick it through that hole just like this. It'll go right in there and protrude out like that, basically, and the vapor will go inside and should be good to go. I'm going to use this to kind of block the entrance hole and try to keep as much vapor as possible from leaving the hive. So let's give it a try and see how it works. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is drill a hole right here in the bottom board. I don't want to put a hole in my box, I guess. But this mask is hard to talk through. Anyway, I purposely waited till evening time so that the majority of the bees would be in the hive and I would be able to treat the maximum amount of bees. Let's go ahead and get a hole drilled here. There we go. Okay, I got the proper dosage in there. Stick that down in there. And away she goes. Let's look here at the front. There's a big praying mantis. I don't see a lot of smoke coming out of this one. A little bit down there at the entrance now. Check out this praying mantis right here. He's a big one. Oh man. Well, if you got any humidity at all, this thing gets really moist on your face. Worked really well though. Unfortunately, the glasses do not work very well. This nose piece sticks up so high that the glasses sit on it and don't make a proper seal and end up riding up on your face. So I'm probably gonna have to figure something different out on that. So I went without glasses this time and just tried my hardest to stay out of the smoke. So that went very well. Hot and sweaty, let me tell you. Got all those hives done in little to no time. I mean, it was real fast, maybe 30 seconds per hive. So this thing really kicks butt. Oh. I believe the battery has died. Yep, one light on the battery. So that battery's done. Whenever I get home, I'm gonna have to clean it. I'll be cleaning it after every use. There's some smoke coming out of it. Anyway, well, I guess that's it. So I've got some hives out of my house I need to treat. I'll probably do that tomorrow, and we'll show that next on the video. But for tonight, we'll see you. All right, here we are at my home. It's daytime. I've already got angry bees here. But anyway, we're going to treat these hives. I believe I've got, let's see, looks like 6 hives here. Got room for 8. So usually I would wait till evening and try to get all the bees in the hive, but I've got to work night shift tonight, so we got to get after it today and do what we can. It's pretty grown up. I haven't had a chance to run a weed eater out here, and I've got all these wood chips out here that I'm going to spread out. This is kind of like a fruit tree orchard type area. So I put wood chips down to help control the weeds. I just haven't had the equipment to move the wood chips around as of yet, and so they're all piled up. So, all right, we'll get started on this. Here we go. All right, guys, that's it there. I've treated all these hives. I want to pop open the top of this hive real quick just to show you what the bees are doing after they've been treated. They were treated like 3 minutes ago, so let's see how they're doing. They seem to be nice and calm. Don't seem like it affected them hardly at all. Give them a little tap. Yeah, they're pretty chilled out. I think they all weathered the storm just fine. Alrighty. There we go, get the microphone in place. Alright, so we're done. Nice and sweaty. I believe it's in the like 79, something like that today, temperature wise. But anyway, we got them all done. I want to show you real quick basically what this looks like outside of the hive whenever it sprays. It's putting out a little bit there now, but I'll show you kind of the process, and that way you can see it up close. Okay, so here's the bag. It has the white oxalic acid down in there. It's not powdery like you would think, like baby powder or powdered sugar or anything like that. It's kind of granule. Got the plunger set for the proper dose, and you basically just plunge it down in there, packing it up inside that cavity like that. Got a full load. All right, then you slide the whole sleeve down in here and twist it on. It's got a little O-ring in the top that holds it in place, and then you just push the plunger. All right, and that's all of it. All right, there's one last step to this. You gotta clean the machine, and that requires this little pink piece here. Basically what you do is you take some distilled water that I have in this cup, only distilled. You don't want anything that's got minerals in it, because whenever it boils off the water, it could leave behind minerals and build up on the heating elements. So you fill this full of water, you get the Instavap, and you flip it over like so, and you stick this on the end of it. Now whenever the water goes rushing into the hot pot, it's going to blow a bunch of steam out. So you want to make sure and hold your hand on this so that it doesn't blow off and all the steam comes out the front. So you just flip it over like this. Yeah, boy, that thing wanted to fly off of there. I had to really push down on it. That's how you clean it out, and then turn it off. Let me look at the battery here. I got one light on the battery. So 6 hives, drained my M18 red lithium battery down to 1 light. And it's kind of warm too, so it drained it fast. So. All right, guys, so that's it for this video. Like I say, that's a really fast piece of equipment. It sure does drain the batteries. You definitely want to have multiple batteries if you've got a lot of hives. I think there's probably things that need to be done differently. This is my first time ever using it, or first time ever treating with oxalic acid. Probably need to block up some of the holes, try to hold the vapor in there a little bit more. I'm just not entirely sure on that. I've got to do more research. Still learning. That's the whole process of beekeeping. You're always learning. So keep learning and stay with it. Would like to have done this in the evening when all the bees were in, but it just can't happen today. I'll be treating again probably in a week. The deal with Varroa mites is they like to feed on the larva. So the Varroa mites will go down into the cells with the larva, and then the bees will cap those cells so that the larva can grow in there, and the Varroa mites will be trapped in there with the larva. So when you treat the hive like we just did, there's a lot of Varroa mites that are down in those closed off cells that can't be touched by the vapor. So they're still in there alive and kicking. So the goal is to give time for those cells to hatch and open up, and some of that Varroa to come up out of there, and then you hit them again and you knock off another generation. And when the bees are actively laying like they are now, you're never going to get it 100%. You're just kind of trying to lower the numbers as much as you possibly can. So you do it, a week or two afterwards, maybe a couple times, and then you let them go for the fall and let them build up their hives for the winter. Now in the winter time, when the queen quits laying, of course, she'll slow down real low and barely lay at all. What you want to do is find a semi-warm day where they're not all clustered together in a tight ball, somewhere in the high 40s, something like that, a 50-degree day in like December around here, late November. You'll find that she hasn't laid hardly anything in the hive. You don't want to break them open to check. You just know she's not laying well or laying a lot during the winter. So get that warm day and you go out there and you want to treat the hive during that warm day. And that way there's no Varroa mites down inside the cells surviving. You'll end up knocking out the vast majority of Varroa. So, all right guys, I hope this video is helpful for you. If you like my content, stick around, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and you know what to do. All right, we'll see you on the next one. Bye.